you see the video I sent you about the Woman King?
If there was ever going to be a movie based around the true events of what the Dahomey tribe did, it would be a fucking horror movie.
The real tribe were, you know what they were doing? Like how they ended up getting, spoilers, but we'll spoil it.
Well, I mean, we haven't even seen the movie.
This is world history, so it's not a spoiler, it happened. The tribe that they're using as the main characters, the all-woman warrior tribe, right? They were part of a kingdom that kept on using slavery after it was more or less abolished worldwide, okay? As a matter of fact, when we talk about how black people were selling black people in Africa, these were the black people that were selling black people. This is that tribe. The king of France told the king of insert tribe here, you gotta give up the slaves. And he said to the king, I'd rather fight for 100 years than give up my slaves. So to war they went. Against like some stuff that the tribe had done. They forced a tribute where every family had to give up a daughter. The ugly ones were forced into the warrior class, but the pretty ones were used as sex slaves for the king. Okay, so it's all building.
We get into the sauce.
It's all building toward
we get into the sauce.
Picture here. When they fought, right? They were historically known as some of the worst warriors to ever have existed. They had the same weapons. They had the same tools and all that stuff. They just didn't know how to use any of it. So when the king was like saying, let's fight for 100 years, he was talking out the side of his neck. So it really only happened for like a couple weeks to maybe like a month and a half tops. So yeah, that's another great example of, and as a matter of fact, I would actually have preferred to watch that movie, because that sounds like a crazy film. Like,
have you ever seen Glory?
No.
If you ever see a meme where Denzel Washington is getting whipped and he has the one tear coming off his face, that's where that came from. Everyone dies! If you haven't seen the movie, it's too late for you now.
Another good one, Black Wall Street. Just make a movie. Just talked about the construction of Black Wall Street. Have it following a young man who's in Black Wall Street, like growing up in Black Wall Street. So he has no idea of like what's really going on around him. All he knows is that, you know, his dad's a successful businessman. His mom owns a law firm, you know, his grandparents built their house type of thing. You know, his boys next to him, you know, they're the up and coming writers, singers, and poets. But we get subtle hints that there's stuff going on around, like, you know, a newspaper clipping off the side of the page, you know, the parents whispering about something in the other room while he's sleeping. But in his life, all he knows is that everything's going well, and that's when you drop the big Mac Daddy firebomb and everything. Now he's living in a chaotic world where, you know, he's watching his neighbors getting killed, he's watching people like that he thought were gonna, you know, like he has this perception of excellence like built into him, right? And he's watching it get torn down in front of him. That would be a very strong, very impactful. He's sitting there looking at the person next to you like,
what happened? Like when the credits hit, it's just dead silent.
Dead silent.
Dead silent.
That's how you.
That's when you know. That's when you know.
You came out the gate talking about, well, the man's racist, the white man this, white man. I'm not sitting through that. Most people aren't sitting through that because this is a story that's been told already. You know, we gotta write a film. Or if you want to talk, I think we have to get to a point where if we want to write about controversial race issues, the way that like history has.
Don't do it cheesy.
Don't do it cheesy. You gotta do it. It's gotta be dark. It has to be dark. That kind of storytelling is lost in the pursuit of people trying to get their point out as fast as possible, and then just riding that point into the ground. Which is why, you know, films like The Woman King, I probably wouldn't watch it. You know, even if they did The Woman King, write it in such a way where it's about a peaceful, mostly civilization, right? You could give like some hints of the real historical shadiness. They were all taken from like their houses when they were 4 years old, stuff like that. You have these hardened people,
Denzel and Glory.
and we kind of hate them like in the beginning because of how ruthless they are. But then it's like, let us explore them. Like, give us time to understand why they are bond with their culture, bond with their civilization, right? And then kill them at the end.